Hey guys, and welcome back.
And if you're new here, thanks for joining us today.
So as you can see from the background, in the last couple of vlogs, we ended up getting a new to us. It's not new, RV.
Exactly.
We ended up getting an Evergreen Ascent
191
RB. But it's not RB as in rear bedroom, it's RB as in rear bathroom, because this model also has a rear dinette, and I was kind of hoping that's what this one was. But after getting it, I'm happy with it. A rear bath gives us a lot of bath
I have
space.
a luxurious spa bathroom now.
So who and where did we get this from?
So we got this from a gentleman named Gerald, who has two Chihuahuas, Dolly and Daisy, and he lives in Ocalawaha. That's how I say it.
Ocalawaha. So it's near Wildwood. We were staying at the Three Flags RV Resort in Wildwood, Florida.
It's near Ocala.
And yeah, it's somewhere between Ocala and Wildwood. What was that?
So.
Like, it was like a 30-minute drive.
Right. Yeah.
To his place.
It's like 12 miles, I think, or something like that.
Yeah.
But because it's like you get into like a rural section, it really slows you down.
Right. A lot of country roads.
Yeah. And you know how much I love those country roads. I love them.
We found it on Facebook Marketplace.
Right.
Because we were not having any luck with dealerships.
Having said that, we had a little bit of luck.
There were some really nice people.
General RV.
Oh, yes. Okay, fine. Yeah, General RV actually did have two that would have been in our price range. And the sales manager and the sales rep, or the assistant to the sales manager, whatever, were really kind and accommodating and awesome to us.
Yeah.
This was General RV in Bushnell?
No, in Ocala.
In Ocala. Okay, in Ocala.
The main General RV is what we were told. And that place is enormous. If you guys haven't been there, that place is like an RV show.
Yeah.
Right? What did you say that it was like 300 acres or something?
It's bigger than the largest RV show.
It was. We needed to get into a golf cart.
Yeah.
To go through like, I don't know how many rows. It was incredible how big that place is.
It's enormous.
And it doesn't look that big from the front, right?
No, not at all. Not at all. You would never guess.
I was blown away how big that place was.
And they were still expanding. They were still creating roads in there for you to get through.
It was crazy.
But it was the first place that we went to.
Yeah.
And they had two. And I wasn't loving them. I kept thinking, we can do better. We can do better. And since it was the first one, I figured we still have all these other places to go to. And I passed. There was one that I kind of liked, the one that I didn't like, but Lou liked. So it was
right. We were at opposite ends.
Yeah.
Like, of the two that we saw, one was a Coleman.
Oh, I don't even remember.
Coleman 18 or something like that.
And another one's Starcraft.
And the other one was a Starcraft. Right. And then the Coleman was a walk around bed, with Angie really wanted, but it was very, very like bare. It seemed very bare to me.
Yeah.
It seemed very bare. And then it had like a weird sofa configuration that looked like it had been tampered with or something.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So we were kind of like, we really don't understand what's going on with this one. And then the second one, that one was like 20-footer, right?
It's at this point.
Yeah, it was like a 20-footer.
I remember that there were two that we liked. I don't remember the details of them because between then and now, we've seen so many. That now they've all blurred.
And then the second one was larger, maybe like a 22.
Okay.
And that one had like what I call the rooms. So it had the walk around bed, it had the dinette, but they didn't have a bunkhouse. And I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna have to take a bunkhouse apart again. I was like, oh my Lord. And then I was kind of like, well, it has the sections that I'm kind of like would like to have. Yeah. But Angie was like,
I think now you're thinking of the Aspen.
No, that was the Starcraft.
There was another one that had a bunkhouse. I forgot.
The Starcraft had the bunkhouse, and Angie was kind of like,
I know that she can do it again, but I just didn't want to go through all that renovation process again. Like, living in it, going through all that kind of construction is different than us living in the apartment and going through all that construction.
Yeah, for sure.
So I wanted to find something that was going to take the least amount of renovations as possible.
Yeah.
because we're living in it this time.
But to go back to that point, they were really kind. They were very sensitive to our situation, and they treated us with the utmost respect. And I really want to put that out there, because I know RV dealerships get a bad rap. And we had a couple of RV dealerships, which you won't mention, that deserve the bad rap.
I want to mention.
No.
Let me mention. I'm sure they want me to mention.
No. We won't go there. We'll stay positive. We strive to stay positive. But they were not like that.
Yeah.
So if you're I would say that if you're in the market to purchase an RV and you're in the Ocala area near the General RV, then you'd give them a try.
Go check out General RV.
Because, I mean, as far as we're concerned, we had a very good experience there.
Yeah. But like I said, I thought, like, okay, we still have more to see. We can do better.
Yeah.
And we did it. We started visiting other dealerships and had bad experiences and weird experiences, and it was nothing.
There was that song and dance where you, like, I was on the phone with them or on text with them, and I would tell them, this is the number. This is not a movable number. I am not playing tricks on you. I am not trying to cheat you. I am not trying to manipulate the system. This is the number. That's it. That is out the door number. And they'd say, yeah, come on in.
We can work with you.
We can work with you. And then you get there and they're like, hey, can you find another $2,000? And I was like, did you not read the text? Did you not hear me on the phone? No, I can't. I can't find. No, I don't have a co-signer.
Can you borrow?
Yeah, I don't have a co-signer. No, I'm not going to put my truck up. No, none of that is going to happen. This is what has to happen. And that happened several times to us.
It really did. They were really playing games with us. And then at that point, we started going into looking at private sellers.
Right. I did Craigslist. I did Facebook Marketplace. And I did RV Trader.
Yeah. And then a lot of them were either scams, or they had a lot of damage, or they'd lie to you and tell you something was repaired, and you get there and you look at it and it was not repaired.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that one particular incident with the awning, remember?
Oh, okay, the guy, it was almost like a storage unit and people were out there looking at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there was one that we liked. It looked really cool. It looked like he had even done some renovations inside.
Right. We were both on that one. We both agreed on that one.
Yeah. The guy had even said that he purchased it to flip it. Yeah. Which made sense why the inside looked so much more renovated. Like the floor was beautiful. The counters were beautiful.
And we were okay with that.
Yeah.
You got to make your money. You got to make your money. That's fine.
Totally. So I scheduled the appointment to go see it. And later on, Lou started inspecting the pictures more, and she pointed out that the awning bracket looked a little bit off.
The arm that comes in. If the RV is here and the arm comes in, it usually folds into something, snaps into something. But it was like sideways like that. Like when you looked at it, you could see that the arms were not coming in together. They were side by side.
Right.
And I do that. I inspect pictures like microscopically. And I told Angie, hey, look, this arm doesn't look right.
Right. So I reached back out to the guy and I said, hey, we were looking at the pictures and we noticed this. Can you tell me a little bit more about it? Is it broken? Has it been fixed? He told me it was fixed. That yes, it opens and closes perfectly. It's been fixed. All is good. Okay, I figured maybe this is just an old picture.
Right.
We're good. Let's take the drive. And I think it was like a 45-minute drive. Yeah. Maybe closer to an hour, 50-something minutes.
Yeah, it was south of us. It was near Orlando.
It was insane. So we get there and there are people out there looking at it.
Right, which also aggravated the hell out of me.
We had an appointment.
Why are there people here? You should honor our appointment.
Right.
But no, there was people in the RV, touching it everywhere, doing all sorts of things. And I was like, what's going on? This is an inspection. What's going on?
And the arm looked the same as it did on the pictures. So immediately I turned around. I'm like, no. Yeah. No, I don't want to do business with a liar. Because what else is this guy lying about? What are we going to get ourselves into?
That's exactly right. I was kind of like...
Lou still wanted to check it out.
I'm here. Let's look at it. I'm bothered by these people that are here. And she's like, no. First and foremost, the arm is still the same way that he said that it wasn't.
Right.
And secondly, there's people here on our appointment time. So that's...
This dude is shady.
Two things that are bad.
Yeah. So finally Lou gets on board and we start walking away. We point out to the guy. We tell him and he's like, oh, no. That's the way it comes from manufacturer.
Yeah, from factory. I was like,
what?
Do I look that dumb?
They're not going to do something that's a safety hazard. You're going to be driving down the road and this thing's going to open up. and you can cause an accident. So no, that's not going to come that way from manufacturer.
Yeah.
You know, he was just acting dumb.
Yeah.
So finally, Lou decides to jump on board, and she turns around with me, and we're leaving. We tell her, no. And now the people that were inside came out to start inspecting the thing.
Yeah.
And now not only, before you can see that the cord, you know how there's like a rope or something to pull it down at least. That was wrapped around the arm in the pictures.
Yeah, and that's another thing I told her. Like, look, the pull, I don't know what to call it.
Right,
cord,
like they tied it with the arm.
Cord is all the way at the end, and it's tied around both arms, kind of like to hold it together, you know?
Right, but now it wasn't there.
Yeah.
So the people wanted to open it, and he couldn't figure out how to open it, and Lou again wanted to go and help, and I'm like, don't get involved. Let's go. So she went to go and help him and explain how to open it, since he supposedly doesn't know.
And then all of a sudden he's like, no, I know how to do it.
Yeah. And the cord was broken.
Yeah.
So now there isn't even anything to pull it out.
The pull cord, or whatever that thing is called, was gone. And he was just like trying to unravel it with his hands. Yeah. You know? And I was like,
no. This is too costly of a fix.
I mean, it probably wasn't. It probably wasn't the awning itself. The vinyl was misaligned, because that happens a lot. The vinyl gets misaligned and it pulls it back in one way. But the fact that he lied to us.
Yeah. I'm not going to deal with if he lied about that, he lied about something else.
Right.
There's something in there that he was covering up as a flip.
Yeah.
I'm not going to deal with that.
And then that same day, Angie had us scheduled to go see that RV and then to come see the RV that we're in now.
Okay.
So we went from near Orlando.
Which was opposite places.
Yeah. All the way up to nearly Ocala, which was like an hour and a half drive from where we were. And it's a great place to kill somebody and hide.
Lou.
I'm sorry.
So yeah, we ended up meeting Gerald and
Dolly and Daisy.
Do tell. He even invited us into his home.
Do tell.
Do tell what?
Dolly and Daisy. Do tell.
One is 6. One is
7.
Is Dolly 7? Dolly was 7 and Daisy is 19. Purebred Chihuahuas.
Yes. He has a sign in front of his house that says "Beware Chihuahuas."
She's like a stocky. Like you could never tell.
Muscular.
She's 19. Yeah, she's muscular. She's a stocky little girl, but completely blind and completely deaf, but fit as a fiddle. Like she is so cute. They were both very loving.
Gerald was a really amazing guy too.
Yeah.
He was very welcoming, very warm.
Yeah.
The only challenges that we had with Gerald is that once I did my RV inspection, which I get on the roof, and I have like a humidity reader to check all the wet areas.
The electric reader.
The electrical socket reader, and the polarity of the electricity and stuff like that. And he had listed it at a certain price, and my understanding, your understanding, is that you list not knowing that you have to negotiate. Right. You know that you're going to list. I'm going to list here because they're going to ask for a discount. Yeah. And this is what I really want.
Right. You always overprice in your listings.
Right. And
not him.
Right. And Gerald was like, I was like, okay, so look, I'm going to show you all the things that I have to do to get this up to snug because I live in it full time, and what's your number? And he's like, that's my number. I was like, that can't be your final number. He's like, that's my final number. And I was like, but are you kidding me? Because nobody lists at final. There's always like a moving point. You have to be movable. He's like, no, I'm not moving from there. That's my final number. And I was like, oh, wow, I've never experienced anything like that, Yeah. And the listing didn't say firm, which usually when somebody lists a price and they say firm, they're still going to have some wiggle room, but you better not mess with them and come down like a crazy amount, Right. And Gerald was like, no, because, there's people contacting me and offering me $5,000. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to offend you like that. I'm not going to offer you $5,000. Yeah. But, and I took pictures of the roof, and the roof is in good condition, but the decor is cracked everywhere. I'm pretty sure that this is original decor, and this is a 2014. You guys know how expensive Dicor is, and you guys know that I'm not going to do a Band-Aid, that I'm going to put a cast on it, because I'm paranoid. So, I'm going to go up there and I'm going to put, Dicor and lap sealant and, and all sorts of things, you know. And
so that's a vlog to come.
and what's the sheets? I forgot what the
Eternabond.
Eternabond and everything, you know. So Jared was just like, your problem, not mine, you know. And I was like, wow, you know. So then I just try to explain to him that I knew that it was my problem and not his, and that I was not trying to cheat him in any which way or form, and that I thought that the RV was in very good shape, that it needed work, and what we were going to do to it on the inside was nothing to do with any work that it needed. It was just a matter
Aesthetics.
that we wanted to make it pretty for us, you know. And I don't know, I guess he saw that I was being honest with him.
He softened up at one point, and he brought it down a little bit.
Yeah, he brought it down.
I don't remember.
$600. He brought it down $600.
Was it $400? And then afterwards, he took down another $200.
Right, he did. Right.
When we told him he can keep the weight distribution, because we have. Part
of it was that he had bought this RV to go on his last hurrah, I guess is what he said. He's 77, but he's really fit and strong. This dude is strong like an ox. Wow. And he's like, oh, look, it comes with weight distribution, and it comes with like the rug. The rug was like 12 feet by 12 feet, you know, and you've got chairs, and you've got.
You'll see in the tour all the things that are inside the RV are things he basically threw in. That
and like you have a dish set, and you have
that little solar thing to trickle
charged solar device. I mean, just like every gadget that you would think of, and then some. And we were like,
we don't need any of
this. We don't need any of that. You know, we got all the stuff that we need to travel. And he was like, I don't need it either, so it's your problem.
He's like, take it and sell it. We're like, we don't want to travel with it and sell 2 weeks here, 2 weeks there. Yeah. You have a home base. You can sell it here. Like, so it was like a lot of negotiating.
Yeah, I was like, you keep it and sell it. And he was like, no, you take it and sell it. I was like, uh-oh, this is a problem, you know. And I think he understood that we were in a very tight situation, and he is a kind-hearted man. Yeah. And I think he has enough life experience to figure out that we were not trying to cheat him or take advantage of him.
Right.
That we were being honest. So we finally came to a number that we could afford.
Work with, yep.
And
so we gave him a little deposit because the payout wasn't going to be until we came to an agreement with Geico, like, okay, yeah, now you can come get it. So we gave him a deposit.
Until we actually picked up the phone.
And told him it's going to happen in a couple of days.
Right.
It's not going to be too long. And he agreed to take it off and sold on Marketplace, which he did. He followed through. Immediately it said sold in there.
He's a man of his word.
And we went ahead and called Geico and said, okay, this is the address and this is our lot number. You can come get it.
Well, let's throw something in there.
Okay.
So while we were at Gerald's house, we have zero reception on our
phone.
Oh
my God.
Zero. Like nothing. Not a single bar.
Yeah.
And we have Verizon and we have T-Mobile. Nothing. Zero. Not a bar. Non-existent phone. So we couldn't call Geico from our phones from there. So he loaned us his home phone. And we called Geico. Well, our adjuster, our catastrophe adjuster, we couldn't find him.
He was nowhere to be found. He wasn't answering texts, returning voicemails. He was
Which was really strange because Chris' response rate
on point.
It was like 30 seconds later.
Yeah.
Leave him a text. Leave him an email immediately.
Yeah.
And now we're calling him and all we're getting are voicemails. We're not getting our text answered. We're not getting our email answered.
So
and we finally found an RV. And I'm like, oh my God, if we have to make this man wait 3 or 4 days, he's going to be like, no.
I'm going to put it back for sale.
I'm going to put it back for sale, you know?
We were so
And we're going to lose our deposit, you know? And I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. So it took 2 days to get in touch with Chris.
Yeah. And we learned he had a family emergency.
Right. He had a family emergency. He had to leave the state. But let me tell you, when we got in touch with Chris, within 5 minutes,
everything was done. He emailed us papers that we needed to sign over, basically giving them power of attorney to take over the RV or whatnot. And as soon as that email got to him, they deposited the money into her account. And once the money was in her account, we called Gerald and said, we'll be there tomorrow morning.
Yeah, we met up at a Wells Fargo, cashier's check in hand, notarized our bill of sale.
Yeah. Which he has said it's not necessary. And I know a lot of people don't think it's necessary. We just want it to be 1,000% secure. So we got that bill of sale notarized and we gave him a cashier's check. So it's not like the money disappeared or you didn't pay me. There's proof of it. You know, not a bounce check and not cash it.
Yeah. We covered all our bases.
And then that was it. It became a little bit late, and Lou didn't want to drive it at night, being the first time we were pulling this rig, and it's a bigger rig and heavier rig. So we told him we'll come back tomorrow morning, and we'll pick it up then. Right.
And this, our Geico was 20 feet on the outside, and 15.7 on the inside in terms of length, and 7 feet wide inside on of the rig.
Yeah.
This rig is 22.9 feet long. Say what you will.
23.
And it is 7.9 on the inside.
Yeah.
This rig is also 45-50 in terms of weight. And our last, our Geico was 35. So we're about 1,000 pounds heavier, about 3 feet longer.
About a foot wider.
Yeah, short of a foot wider, you know. But this rig is very tall.
It's super tall. It's super tall. Like I need to get on my tippy toes or get on the ottoman to touch the roof. Whereas in the other one, I would just raise my arm halfway up and I could touch the roof.
Yeah, this rig feels like a studio apartment.
It is pretty big.
Feels like, I mean, because we have like a 2-door refrigerator.
Right. So let's let that lead into the tour now. Now that we gave you guys the whole backstory of where we ended up. And this is as soon as we picked it up and we drove it back to Wildwood, before we put a single thing in here. Unlocked the door and I walked in with the camera and gave you guys raw, brand new footage of the rig. So let's take a look at it. Let's step inside and see what we got going on in here. So this is a front bed unit. It comes with the overhead cabinets as well as 2 wardrobes. Each of the wardrobes has a little drawer on the side. As you can see, it has pass-through windows with blinds. It also has a little shelf right underneath the overhead cabinet with a light. The electrical plugs are located right above, one on each side. The wardrobes have a little hanging rod, which we will build in some shelves. Really long drawer. The window on the driver's side is the emergency window. Push out and jump out. This does have under the bed storage. Here we go. I've raised it. That side is the pass-through storage that is accessible on both sides outside. And this is all inside. This rug that's under here, that's actually where the spare tire is. I raise that. There you go. And that's where it's stored. Above the bed, there is a vent, not a fan. And this metal thing for the privacy curtain if we wanted to close that off and make it a separate room. Now, he did include a ton of other things with this purchase. So we'll see what we keep and what we don't keep. But it was very kind of him to throw in a bunch of other little things here. Extra keys. This is the curtain, I believe. There's some dishes back there. All right, let's move on to the kitchen. So there is the overhead cabinets, the exhaust system, which is a real one. It does vent outside. We have a kitchen window, a dual gas stove, dual sink, a convection oven microwave, under sink cabinet, as well as drawers. Let's see what this looks like in here. Okay, it passes all the way through, no separations, so that's nice. Right next to the kitchen is the fridge. It is a mid-size double-door fridge with a separate little freezer. I'm really liking that. Oh, with a drawer right underneath. Nice and clean, good condition. Then next to the fridge there is a full pantry. I think this one's more narrow than the one we currently have. And also Lou will go ahead and build more shelves in here too. This pantry also has some drawers down below. Very nice. The furnace and the fuse box is right underneath the fridge. Opposite to the kitchen is the dinette. So right up here we have the overhead cabinets again. Really high. Pass through. No separations. Your overhead lights. Looks like there's Jensen speakers right over here. A big window. A dinette. 2 people do fit on each side and it converts to a bed. Additional things he threw in again. A heavy quilt. A little solar trickle. Side mirrors. Some cords and I guess the remotes for the TV, which Lou will be thrilled about because it is much bigger than ours. Yes, there is a little radio station. And I'm not sure if this is storage underneath. Okay, so underneath this dinette, looks like it's the fresh water tank. So this one cannot be storage. Let's check the other. And this one we can still use for storage, even though there's a couple of hoses in there. Not bad. Let's step into the bathroom. So we have a foot pedal Dometic toilet. When I step all the way in, you'll see that there is a shelf as well as an under sink cabinet. Plenty of counter space with a sink and electric plugs. And a medicine cabinet. Very nice indeed. Above the counter, there is an open storage space. This little rack, which we'll go ahead and remove. I can't imagine what I would use that for. And behind the door, we have a full shower. And let's step inside. Skylight, shower head. Built-in shelves for necessities. Now, as you saw, there is a skylight in the shower, but there is also a fan above the sink toilet area. Next to the shower, there's a tiny little narrow space, which is excellent. That's probably where I'll stick the broom and the Swiffer. And another little wardrobe, or what I would call a linen closet. So Luke can build some shelves in here as well. And 2 drawers. Very nice. There are no slides in this unit, so you'll see it is very narrow, but very functional. It has everything that we would need. Big upgrade. This unit comes with an electric awning. As much as we love wall unit ACs, we have a roof unit AC this time. See, this unit has a pass-through storage. Well, we hope you enjoyed the tour of this 2014 Evergreen Ascend 191RB.
She got it.
You can expect some continuing everything we've been doing. So the days in life, the campground tours, the neighborhood drives. I feel like there's something else I've been doing this for consistently. But now we're gonna throw in there some renovations. which is the very, very, very first thing that's going to be coming out. It's been already recorded, is a vlog I called Small Changes. So it's tiny minor things that were done. There will be a couple of shout outs in there to other channels. And then future things that Lou will be doing, such as the roof, which is major. It's the first one that needs to get done.
Yeah.
And then aesthetics, counters, painting, which you'll be joining in on, right?
Yeah. Even though it's not in my contract. Painting, it's not in my contract. But since I don't really have any boxes to build here, I'm going to have to...
Suck it up.
Yeah, and paint. I'm going to have to paint.
Yeah. And we're going to make it home. We are making the best of it. It's much bigger. So far, we've been living in it for... How long have we been in here? Since the 28th.
October 28th.
And today is November 19th is today. And I'm not crying as much anymore. You're not crying as much anymore. There's times I miss it. There's little things that I feel, as tiny as the other one was, the storage space just felt that much bigger. Yeah. Even though we have more storage here, I think it was just configured differently. So it's minor adjustments, but I'm thrilled with being able to sit with Lou on the table and work on the table and eat at the table and have a huge fridge. And most importantly, walking around that bed. Yeah. It's so convenient.
Yeah, I'm thrilled with the bathroom. You know, I have a sink in the bathroom, which might not seem like much, but I really did miss having a sink in the bathroom.
There is an outlet in the bathroom, so she was able to plug in her clippers, and she cut her hair last night. Yeah. Doesn't it look nice?
That was an upgrade because the other bathroom didn't have a sink and it didn't have an outlet. This one has a little linen closet, a shelf. So those are all upgrades. We have a medicine cabinet. We have storage under the sink. Yeah. So those are all nice. We had all that stored on the door of the other RV. So now the unsightlies are unsightly, are out of sight. And we have an electric water heater that's electric. Oh my God!
And
that propane.
Was a plus that we did not expect.
We didn't know that.
We didn't know that
it was even there. Yeah. So, you know, it's nice to just push a button and wait, you know, whatever time, and then have hot water as opposed to going outside, lighting the pilot, and then going back outside and turning it off. So, you know, there's been some life quality improvements that have come. The bed is more comfortable.
The bed is more comfortable.
It's bigger.
Because it's bigger. Lexi's sleeping with us more now. She's not just going to the couch.
It's wider. It's longer. I believe it's a regular queen. I haven't measured it, but I believe it's a regular queen.
I think so too.
So that's nice. In terms of buying bedding, it's also nice because it's super easy.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It's not custom anymore. That I have to like snug.
We have an electric awning.
That one's a really nice one because here in Florida, it's always raining and it's always a lot of wind gusts. Yeah. So every time the wind gusts would get a little bit too high, we would panic because we don't want to break the awning, and we would have to go out there and take off the ratchets and take off the lighting and then manually bring it in.
While we're getting soaked. I almost drowned in Orlando taking it in. I don't know how to swim. But.
It was at an angle and she was standing and the water was just like coming down on her face. Yeah. It was crazy.
It was horrible.
We were trying to hold it. Yeah. Because the wind was blowing it so hard. We're like, we're gonna lose the awning. People were all around Orlando trying to save their clamshells.
Yeah, it was just unexpected. All of a sudden it was like bad weather, you know. And everybody, you looked around, everybody was doing the same thing, like running around trying to grab their things, putting their clamshell down, holding their awning down. It was like chaos. And then 10 minutes later, done.
Brand spanking new. Whereas now we don't have to do that anymore. Now it's just a click of a button.
Push a button.
From inside.
Yeah.
So that's great.
And we have stabilizers in the front and the back that are attached to the trailer. So before with the other one, I had stabilizers, rear stabilizers. And then I had my scissor jacks that I would put in the front that I would have to carry with me all the time. So now I have to carry one less thing. Yeah. So that's also good. Yeah. So there's been some improvements.
And now we can convert this dinette into a bed and have guests every so often. So we already have our very first guest planned to stay with us the beginning of the year.
So it's a special guest.
That's going to be interesting to have a third person in here with us. Yeah. But the space is big enough for that. So if we wanted to invite our niece over,
I'm planning to like
break,
emotionally like I don't know, contrive her into spending a week with us.
Right, exactly. Right.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's other people I have in mind too. I'm not gonna go ahead and mention here, but yeah. So like I said, we're gonna make the best of it. We will do another tour once we've completed all of the renovations and it's aesthetically pleasing to me. It makes me feel happy, so that you can see everything that's been done.
There's nothing wrong with it right now.
No.
For us, and
No.
those of you that, please don't be offended what I'm going to say. It looks very RV-ish.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people that keep it the RV way, and I'm kind of tempted to leave it that way this time around. But at the same time, I also want to make it more homey. I want to make it feel more like a studio apartment or something like that.
Have your touch.
Yeah.
Have your style.
Yeah.
It's just paint.
That's the main part of it. The upholstery of these dinettes.
They're not horrible.
And the valances. So, anyways, so yeah, there will be another tour once we're done. So stay tuned for that. And in the meantime, enjoy our tours, our neighborhood drives, our days in the life, and all the renovations to come. If you enjoyed today's raw tour, please give us a big thumbs up. Comment down below on your thoughts of this new rig.
Yep. If you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button and help us grow this channel. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you can get notified every time we upload a video. And as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.